Good morning. It is 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning is John LeMay from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Mike. Sorry I was late.
Oh, you're fine. We're good. We're
Okay.
all good, man. How are you doing today,
Yeah,
John?
I'm doing good. I always enjoy going to Holiday Magic.
Yeah, this weekend, of course, we're December 4th. Mark down on your calendars. That's going to be
Mhm.
the Historical Society's Historical Christmas Book Fair. But if you would like to get some books and things from John, he's going to be out at the Holiday Magic Art and Craft Show all day today and tomorrow. You're going to have a booth out there. And you're kind of doing twofold. You're going to have in your books and things, but there's Historical Society stuff
Yeah,
out there
no,
too.
actually, I'm just gonna do historical society
Okay.
books today. Yeah,
Okay, I
no
gotcha.
film history or
Oh,
anything
okay.
like that. Yeah,
Perfect. So it's all Historical Society stuff.
yeah,
So,
and yeah, joining me will be Donna Blake Richelle from
oh,
Carlsbad.
good.
If you
So
like
she'll
her
have her
books,
books will be
yeah,
there too. Good deal. So she's going to drive up from Carlsbad and hang out
uh-huh,
with you. Oh, good.
yeah,
Good for her. She's always fun to talk to. So if you between John and Donna, you guys could have a whole conversation there at the booth while you're there
yeah,
checking out the books and everything. Of course, Donna, and I imagine with Donna being there, she'll have some of her books that you can get signed
hmm
copies of as well. One of her more popular ones is the Wicked Women
yeah,
book. She that the Wicked Women of basically this area. You know, we always talk about Billy Kid and
yeah,
various outlaws and things. Well, there was a lot of females that would be very nefarious in today times and those times too.
yeah,
And those books kind of talk about some of those. And she's got a. I always joke between John and Donna, they cover all of the Pecos
yeah,
Valley with the history there. Donna obviously does a lot with Eddy County and that part of the region. John covering Lincoln and Chavez County, kind of on that side. So Eddie and Lee's Donna is
hmm
a lot of her territory, but together they really do a great job here. So
yeah.
come on
Thank you.
out, good deal. So um, and of course John's books. John covers. You know, if you have not picked up any of John's books from the Historical Society, like if you love the stuff about Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid, the Lincoln County Wars, just local histories of Roswell, Lincoln County, all these things. That's John's written books, and I guess almost all of them will be available, if not all of them, through the Historical Society this weekend, and of course anytime really.
Yeah, and I'll have a few exclusive things there that aren't typically available. Like, if you like the Ash Upson book,
Hmm.
or you don't have the Ash Upson book and you want it, I've actually got a nice hardcover with a dust jacket.
Okay.
So, and
And
yeah,
that's if for those who aren't familiar with that story, Ash Upson is the biographer, I guess you could say, that Pat Garrett. He kind of was a biographer of the Lincoln County Wars and of the
hmm
time. He was kind of a biographer, novelist,
yeah,
and so many of the stories and things are probably through his eyes. And so, matter of fact, I say this every time because people love to put a famous connection. If you've seen the movie Young Guns 2,
mhm,
Young Guns 2, where Pat Garrett's on the hunt for Billy the Kid and he has the biographer. And there's one funny scene where they end up going through Indian territory and they stop to use the bathroom where the Ash had a movement he had to take care of. And so he's up in the hills. And while he's taking care of business, I believe it's Apache, but don't quote me, but visit them and they're ready to fight. And then Ash pops up out of the hills there and starts talking Apache or Navajo
oh,
to them or whatever. I don't remember what tribe they were, but and basically gets them out of the situation. And so they kind of look at him a little better now. In real life, I think Ash Upson was much more savvy than the way they portray him in that movie. But that's him. That's the person we're talking about. And you can learn the real life of that
yeah,
individual, which John had wrote that book. That's been out about a year or two
yeah,
now.
about a year.
Yeah, it came out during COVID here. So if you want to get a copy of that, and then like I said, you got some hardcover of that one
Yeah,
too.
because I didn't try to sell the museum the hardcovers because they're so expensive to do
Gotcha.
like your wholesale and your retail.
Hmm.
But I had some extras, so I'm gonna bring them with me. And
Okay.
but yeah, it's funny. I've seen Young Guns too, and I like Young Guns too, but I hadn't seen it in recent years, so I had forgotten that Ash Upson was portrayed in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so the bowel movement thing is not a true story. I think they just were trying to be
that was
funny.
artistic license,
But
but
what's funny is they're closer to the truth than they realized because I do think that Pat Garrett and Ash Upson met each other on they were a part of a party together to go and hunt down some Comanche that had stolen some horses.
okay. And that's where their relationship
Yeah.
kind of flourished and started and things too.
But I feel like that's just a coincidence in the film though, because I don't feel like many people know that because
Right.
that's pretty obscure.
Well,
Yeah.
and like the Young Guns 2 movie or Young Guns movies, again, it's Hollywood. You don't, historical accuracy isn't always the main goal here. But in all fairness, those movies do a good job of kind of laying the gist of how things went down, but not necessarily the detail, because
Yeah.
they fill in their details with something that's more artistically licensed and entertaining for you to watch for an hour and a half. But it's like some of the places they go and some of the ultimate outcomes, that's real and
Yeah.
that's true, and that's where I liked, because I like, and I've told you this 100 times, but being one that grew up in Maryland and not from here. My Lincoln County knowledge was pretty much those Young Gun movies. And so I watched them as a younger person, loved them and everything. And then the first time I went to Lincoln, I'm like, oh man, that was real. The Tungsten murder site, that's right here. Look, the McSween house, that's where it burned down right here. That's the courthouse is right here. And you're like, oh, cool. There was some real stuff in these movies. And, but yeah, Ash Upson's one of those that there's the person, everything's real, but not necessarily how they portray him in the movies, correct? And that's the point I was kind of making there. Is I don't think, because they kind of make him a little buffoonish and a little the way they portray him, and well, put it this way, he's smart, but he has like no cowboy skills, like he's city slicker type, and I don't think that was probably true. I imagine because he lived in this area, right? He was from here,
Yeah, he
wasn't
got in quite a few bar fights and apparently had scars on his face from. So I mean, I don't think he was too much of a city slicker.
Yeah, they kind of portray him as like a softie in the movie, and that's probably not accurate. But that's the great thing about it. You get John's book, and you learn all these cool different things that kind of jive and not jive with some of the. Oh, the Grinch is here. Hi, Grinch.
I need you to shop local and shop small.
I need you to get on the mic.
So the Grinch is here. Are you working for the chamber, Grinch? What are you doing here?
Work for the
So does the chamber know you're here, or are you just besmirching them?
I know nothing.
All right. So what
I
do you?
know nothing.
So the Grinch is here to remind us to shop small, and oh, cool, yeah. So shop small by shopping at the Holiday Magic this weekend.
Yeah.
And getting John's book and getting some of these crafts things, but the Grinch is here. Who let you in, by the way? You think a guy in a Santa suit that's green, they'd be like, maybe we shouldn't let that guy in the building, but they apparently did. So
They checked out. It's fine. We ran it at the door. It's cool. They fingerprinted. It's cool.
So any holiday messages for our fans here, Grinch? No? You got none. Just shop
Just
small.
on the sign.
Just point to the sign. Ooh, touching John's hair. I like
Thank
it.
you.
John's like, what's going on?
This just escalated. Hold on. No. Let's just see where
Hey,
this goes.
I'm as surprised as you are, John. I have no idea what's going on here. You might want to watch your glasses. She's going to... The Grinch is a little bit of a light-fingered. Just saying. Grinch is a little light-fingered.
I
Just
said my
saying.
fingerprint. I'd say how sticky those fingers were.
Yeah. Hey, I heard there's some Who hash in the other room there. Yeah, go knock yourself out. You want some Who hash? Well, Grinch, I will promise we're going to tell people to shop small. Stop stealing stuff. Saturday. Saturday.
Black Friday.
The day after. So that's the 20. What day is it, Grinch? 20 something? 5th, 7th? 27.
27.
So shop small and shop local.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grinch.
This year, go to the book fair.
That's right. December 4th. We're going to get to that and then come out Holiday Magic today, tomorrow. And Grinch, Sean, where did you go? You're supposed to keep a handle on this thing. Not that we have exciting things to steal, but, you know. Yeah. Hey, there's Santa cookies in there. I know you're a big fan.
I bought some weight. I need to go.
Do you like Thanksgiving? All right. Good deal. Well, Grinch,
Very nice to meet you, sir.
thank you for interrupting my show. I hope they arrest you on the way out, 'cause that was not cool. But
Are the cops coming?
but I will at least shop small.
I do.
All right.
Sir, I apologize. I apologize.
He doesn't
They never let
apologize.
me come on this
Grinch
show.
doesn't apologize. He doesn't care. He's happy.
Don't have a Merry Christmas.
Hey, have an awful day, Grinch.
All right, thank you.
May your heart shrink 2 sizes too small for your Thanksgiving treat. Thank you, guys. Of course, that was our friends at the chamber there popping in to remind everybody to shop small here. Thank you, Grinch. Sorry, John, that kind of sprung in on you.
And you wonder why I don't like to come in. Or
He had no
I'm
idea.
just kidding.
I caught wind that they were going to do that. I knew. I just surprised you. Oh man. So but they ain't wrong. Shop local here, and that's the holiday magic. Because I know when you guys are going to be out there, there's going to be a ton of other stuff. You've been out there
Yeah.
before. What do you?
Oh,
is
yeah.
there certain go-tos food wise you get when you're, or at least because I know you're you can't be sitting there the whole time looking at your books. You probably walk around and
Oh, absolutely.
spot
Yeah.
stuff
yeah.
that you're into. Is there any things that you love from years past that you always want to check out?
Oh yeah, I always love the Debbie Lucas cookies.
Mhm.
Those are always a must.
Yeah.
They sell out really fast too.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
get there kind of early. I would be there like this thing opens at what 10:30 today this morning.
10:30 today and 9
Yeah.
o'clock tomorrow.
10:30 might be a good time to be out there for those cookies.
Yeah.
Just saying. So.
Yeah, and then I'm my booth's across from Bobby Good. He's always got cool stuff.
Okay, and it's all in the commercial building.
Yeah, all in the commercial building.
Okay,
yeah.
very good. So when you got, of course, there's nothing else going on at the fair except the holiday magic. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, and
easy to
it's
get
got
in. and
great
park.
stuff for men and women both. It's pretty well mixed.
Mhm.
It's mostly going to be women there shopping, for themselves and for men. But I mean, if you're a man, though, I'm just saying there's stuff out there you'll want to see.
They
It's pretty
got
cool.
because what they do is it's all like artisan crafted stuff.
Yeah,
And a lot of it, I mean, it's art related, all of it, but some of it's functional art too. So, not necessarily something you hang on the wall or set on a table.
Yeah.
It could be furniture, it could be a vase or a lamp or something functional, but it's all handcrafted or, some of it's recycled art, some of it's, just people making things, and some of it's food. It's really a lot of really cool stuff there.
Yeah.
So come out there and of course visit the Historical Society booth there and check out some of the books there and talk to Donna and John here. And I'm telling you, since you got them both there, you can pretty much talk history with these folks and their books and everything else. And that's part of the fun too, is you get to really. And that's what I hope you do. Is I hope you go and see John and Donna sitting there, and then you talk with them about our local history, and then you're like, "Well, that's really cool." And then you pick up one of these books. They'll sign it for you if you want, but just read it and be entertained by it, and then get yourself a couple copies or two to put under the Christmas tree for family members or something.
Yeah, we have some sort of promotion. I don't listen very well. Amy said we had a promotion about the Peter Herd prints. Yeah, I
Yes.
don't remember what it is, but we have something.
Excellent. Well, they've got now that's something that the Historical Society always has. If you're looking for gift ideas too, thanks to the Herd family, we've got these the Peter Herd prints that we sell. They're really, I think, one of the few places you can get them is us, right?
Yeah.
You just can't roll up and get these.
and we don't
anywhere.
have all of them, but we have about 6 or 8 of them, I think.
Okay.
Of the different, like we have Eve of St. John, Westbound Freight. We don't have the Gate.
Okay.
That's one everybody likes, but we don't have the Gate. So it's just kind of a mix.
Okay. So that's a great idea for Christmas stuff. You can ask John about it at the book fair here. He'll point you in the right, or go online, roswellnmhistory.org. You can go there right now and look at all the books and research and everything there. And then while you're there, look up December 4th, because December 4th, which is that next weekend after? Or is that 2 weeks? I can't
I think
remember.
it's 2 weeks from now, right?
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Because
Yeah.
this weekend's thanks, and then I think the weekend after that's, geez, man, time's flying
Yeah.
by. But the Historical Society will be hosting their historic Christmas book fair and more. That will be on December 4th, which is a Saturday. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it'll be again at the Archives facility on Lee Street, right next to the J.P. White House, the museum there. This is a chance for, if you're a book collector, if you love to collect rare out of print books, this is an opportunity for you to get your hands on some of those. These are books that the Historical Society, people are very nice and generous and make donations of collectibles, artifacts, things to be preserved in the Historical Society. Books are one of those things that are very popular. However, a lot of people donate the same books. So there's books that are, they're rare, you can't get them, and they have a copy of it. And so sometimes it's not uncommon for the historical society to have 3 or 4 copies of a rare out of print book in its possession.
Yeah.
We don't need 4 copies of this book.
No.
So they keep the best one, the one that, and if they need to put them together to make a good one, that's what they do.
Yeah.
John and the archives staff really do an amazing job of that, and so they'll keep the good ones for themselves.
Yeah.
But if there's extras, they make them available from time to time for the public to purchase them. And of course, that money goes back to all the programs and resources that the Historical Society does, scholarships, the upkeep of all that stuff, everything. So every once in a while, a couple times a year, we get to do one of these. So
and what's really great too, actually, is when people donate books to us, we end up getting new books, and our library actually gets bigger. Our library doesn't get smaller.
But it's also kind of an advertisement for our archive facility, and people are like, oh, I didn't even know this was here. I've got stuff I'd like to donate, and so you're right. It brings awareness to the fact that we have this archives facility here. So if you come out December 4th, anytime between 10 and 2, if you're looking for something specific, probably get there at 10 versus closer to 2.
Yeah.
Just because it's first come, first serve. Like past, there's opportunities to get the mystery bags, goodie bags, special little treats, holiday treats if you're buying books and things. So as is always the case, the Historical Society likes to give back when you buy and support us. So there'll be all of that. The mystery bags. Explain how the mystery bags work for folks if they don't understand that.
Yeah, we just thought it'd be fun. We do. I think we did about $5. For $5, you get 3 books in a bag, but you don't know what they are.
Yeah,
but they are somehow historically related.
They're guaranteed to be of value.
Yeah,
more than $5. But yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know what I really want. I want some rare stuff. Maybe you're thinking, I want to start a rare book collection, but I don't know where to begin.
Yeah.
$5 mystery bag. Get you a couple there. That'll start your collection off there and get you going. That's the great thing about it. But rest assured, we're not depleting any resources from the Historical Society. We're not. We're keeping everything preserved that we need to keep preserved. This is extra. This is an overabundance. These are things that, quite frankly, are more of a hindrance than a help to us because it takes up space that's very valuable for us in there and storing things and all of that. And it's not of value to us when it's take up space and we can't do nothing with it. So we're turning into value. We're giving it back for you, the public, so you can have your own little collections and things like that, or go back and read some of these books, or if you just want to get a glimpse into how we thought in the past, go grab some old books and start reading through them. That'll give you a good idea of how we thought and how people were back then and all that. So come out and educate yourself or have some fun and do your collection. Of course, if you're doing this as a Christmas thing for gifts and stuff like that, great. If you've got a rare book collector on your Christmas list, this is probably a good place to do some shopping for you.
Yeah, and we've got still got copies of Ranch on the Ruidoso.
Okay.
And I think we sold our really rare ones. We sold Frontier Fighter that we had, but we've still got some really good books that you're not likely to find anywhere else.
Okay. Just out of ballpark curiosity, what kind of value are in some of these books? Are we talking hundreds of dollars of some of these, or are they just like I have no idea the price gauge on what a value of a rare out of print book is.
Yeah, my opinion is you can mark a book up to $500 and never ever sell it. Just thinking, because a lot of people do that, or you can sell it for $200 and actually make your money.
Gotcha. So I understand value of something like this is what anybody's willing to pay for it. I guess.
But our most expensive one I think we've sold was just $200 for Ranch on the Ruidoso, which had Peter Hurd's signature in it.
Oh, a signed copy by Peter Hurd. That's pretty. That in and of itself is pretty cool.
Now, what's cool is I did have Drew Gomber from Lincoln in the archives. People, if he's the guy with the mustache, he's always on the History Channel. Nice guy. He was in the archives and he ran across one of our books and he did tell me, he's like, "Hey, you can sell this one for like $200 or more," and because we had a copy of Emerson Hughes' The Covered Wagon.
Okay,
but it's just people around here, I don't think really know what that is.
There's not a market for it here.
Yeah.
In other circles, it would be. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's and to be honest, in the collectible and historical world, that's the lay of the land. It's like I know we all watch TV, and every once in a while you hear like at one of these auctions, like some artifact goes for millions of dollars, and you hear that on there. When it gets into that world, it's they guess values, but at the end of the day, the value is what anybody's willing to pay
Yeah.
for it. They say, well, we guesstimate the value at $1 million, but that's only true if someone paid $1 million for it,
Yeah.
or maybe they only paid 100. Well, then I guess it's only worth 100,000. Or it could go the other way, and they get no bidding war, and someone paid 10 million for it, and you're like, oh, I guess it's worth 10 million now. So when you get into collectibles and rare world, it kind of changes than you just showing up to Walmart and saying, hey, that book's worth $10.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a little different there, but. Come see it for yourself. If you're like, what are you talking about? Rare out of print books and all. Come out to the event and see it for yourself. And I imagine you might get bit with a bug because once it's kind of going through rare books and things. It's kind of like a modern day version of Explorer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of putting on your spelunking hat and going in and diving in and researching and it's always neat. That's my favorite part of history is things that we think commonplace or the way we think or ideology or all that, we think it's just how everyone thinks or it's always been that way. And you read a book from say 100 years ago and you're like, wow, they thought different than we did 100 years ago, you know? And that's the beauty of these books and everything. It's, it's almost like a real glimpse into looking back in time. It's, we can't be there with a camera to see it or live it or be a fly on the wall. But cracking open an old book is probably the best thing we can do to do that. You know what I mean? And so come out to the book fair and check that out. Even if you're not there for the collector side, you're just a history buff, come out. Maybe the book to you is not, this book here, I'm looking at it, it's $5, but the content inside is what's impressive to me.
Yeah.
We think of this and we think of people collecting them for collection purposes, like put it on a shelf and admire it. But in actuality, I think the real value is picking up and actually reading some of these books and seeing the stories behind them, which they're telling, and the content and the ideology and the brains of what was going on in their head during those time periods and things that make sense or seem suitable or appropriate today were not in that case and vice versa. Things that we think are important by today, that was commonplace back in these times, so they don't think much of it. And so but to understand that mindset, you almost have to peer back in the books to get that. And that's I'm getting a little soapboxy here, but I think that's the beauty of this. So come out and whether you're here for a monetary, trying to get the best bang for your buck, or coming out as like a history hunter here and looking for maybe you're looking for ideas to.
Or also if you're an interior decorator and you just want books for display, we've got some. They're basically worthless books. They're pretty to look at.
They're old-looking books.
Yeah, they're old novels.
But no value to anybody,
Yeah, there's
really.
no value to them, but they look good for just display purposes.
Okay.
And those are cheap. Some of those we sell for $1.
So if you want some of those to make it look like you're more sophisticated than you are,
Yeah.
or you just want to class up your place there,
Yeah.
get some of these books and do all that too. And then if you get bored one day, you might want to actually open up and read one. To me, that's even more fun.
Yeah.
It's, because, obviously, your Ben-Hurs and your big name books that everyone gets out there, those stories. But the book that wasn't necessarily the hit that you have from 100 years ago, that's not worth a lot of money, there's probably nuggets of gold as far as just information and literature in there that you're like, wow, that's just to give you insight on the period. I love that. So again, this is December 4th, 10 to 2:30. It's going to be at the Historical Society Archives facility. And then, of course, if you have questions about this, come out to Holiday Magic this weekend. John and Donna both will be at the book fair, too. I believe Donna's going to be there at the book fair on the 4th, too, right?
If she's able to. I think she wants to come for that, too. So
Okay,
that'd be
cool.
great.
So you can come out and meet them again. And then, but if you want to learn more about this, come out to Holiday Magic this weekend, today, tomorrow. John, Donna will be there. Talk to them more about the book fair. Talk about their books. Like I said, pretty much all of our Historical Society, local author book inventory will be available to you at the Holiday Magic show this weekend. And like I said, if you're purchasing books that are authored by Donna and John, they'll sign them right there on the spot for you. They'll do all that stuff for you. Dedicated, or if you want to put a personal message if you want to use it as a gift for something or somebody, they'll be happy to work with you and all that kind of stuff too. What else do we want to? Of course, we do want to remind folks that if you are looking if you have events and things, the Historic Society has other ways to help out too. I know We talk about, of course, we have our loose change drive. I'm sure you guys will have
Yeah, we do. We've got it there.
like a Coke bottle thing out there if you want to drop change in out at the fair or at the Holiday Magic Craft Show this weekend out at the fairgrounds. But if you need a rental space for the holiday, maybe you're gonna have a little get together that's under say 30 people or so. The archive facility has a full kitchen dining area that you can rent out for your events. If you got a meeting or a little party or wedding or any of that kind of stuff, there's can accommodate that. Membership is a great way too. If you want to become a member of the Historical Society, you as a individually or a married couple or anybody can. There's various different levels and forms. All of that supports the Historical Society and what we do here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, remind folks, too, if you'd like a tour. We still aren't having general public open hours, but it's all by appointment. So if you got family coming in town during the holidays here, and you're like, hey, maybe we can spend a couple hours taking them out to the museum and everything, call the Historical Society or shoot a message to Amy via email, and she'll be happy to. We'll get those arrangements made and set up for you. And really, all we ask is just make a donation. Give us a couple bucks. If you're so inclined, you're not really even obligated. I mean, we'll let you in either way.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to help us out, that'd be a great way to do it. And you get a personalized tour. It's actually better, in my opinion. Yeah. I think our personalized tours. Not that all the tours are cool, but it's kind of like your own. You feel like a VIP when you kind of do it this way. So please come out through the holiday season for that too as well, and make those. All of it supporting the Historical Society. So, and then come out this weekend to Holiday Magic. I'm telling you, I think you're going to have fun once you find John and Donna at the booth and just sitting and talking with them. Because I know you're full of a wealth of information. So is Donna, and I know both of you love talking about this stuff. So it's kind of hard to find people that love talking about it. I'm sure you have this problem when you get into something and you get excited and you talk to someone who's kind of like, yeah, okay, John, that's great. You know, and you're all excited because you learn this nugget of history, and they don't share your enthusiasm about it, and you're kind of like, well, dude, this is actually cool, man. Pay attention. And like they don't get it. Now you can talk to someone who gets it. But definitely. Is there anything else we want to make sure we cover, John? Or anything I forgot, or anything you wanted to mention? Anything personally about your books and stuff for the holidays here? I know for those that don't know, John is not just an author of historical books. He's got his science fiction side of things where he gets in little aliens and cowboys and Godzilla. Of course, if you're into that kind of thing, you can get online and get John's books too. For those, if you love learn about Godzilla or his Aliens and Cowboys book, which is not like the Aliens and Cowboy movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's non-fiction because they really did write articles about pioneers and UFOs and.
Well, like today, you get online and you see all kinds of accounts of UFO alien sightings and all. That's not new, people. We just have better documentation of it today. There was people long before we were on the same cowboys and people that rode. They saw weird stuff in the sky too. They just didn't know how to explain it as well. So their descriptions, like we talked about this before, we know what a rocket is because we have a concept of it. But if there was no concept, they didn't fly then. Birds. That was all that was flying, and some crazy dude in a balloon from time to time. You know what I mean? That wasn't commonplace. So for them to describe something flying, and if you don't have the vocabulary, and that's really what your book is kind of. Yeah, we've got documentation of probably seeing UFOs. They just didn't know how to properly detail what they saw, and so if you want to learn that kind of stuff, he's got books on that too, and all make great Christmas
that's
gifts.
Another exclusive I'll have today is actually a kids book version of that.
Okay,
it's called Space Monsters of the Old West.
Okay,
kids, they like the more outlandish stuff, but again, it is nonfiction. It's real articles where people claim they saw basically a space monster from the skies.
That's great. So crazy it seems not true, but it really is. But again, it's all about perspective, and that perspective of them and that time of a child, and you probably see it now, and you're like, well, that's not a monster, that's a lizard, or you know what I mean? It's just, it's all about perspective. If you don't know it, if you're not familiar with it, how do you put a description on it?
Yeah.
It's that's what I love about that. It's like, man, if you don't have a concept of something that flies, how do you describe what that is? That's what we're talking about here. So, but anyway, more books, please reach out. Come out again this weekend to Holiday Magic. Mark December 4th from 10 to 2 at the Historical Society's archive facility. Don't miss the historic Christmas book fair. Come out. If you've never been to one before, come on out. Even if you're like, well, I have no intention of buying, or I just want to look and see what it's about, come on out and check it out. Talk with the folks. I imagine what's going to happen you'll buy something. You'll be like, oh, even if it's like the dollar books or the mystery bag, you're like, this is really
Yeah.
cool. You get bit by the bug a little bit. So
Yeah.
good deal. Well, John, I know you got to go out and get out to the Holiday Magic event here. And
Yeah.
get settled in, so we'll let you go do that. And is there anything else we want to mention, or do we get it all for this time?
I'll just say this. Don't be afraid to come by Donna and I's booth, because we won't hawk our books at you. We
No.
don't do that.
You're just there to talk and,
yeah.
and say, hey, what
We
you
won't
doing?
make you guilt purchase a book.
No.
'Cause, yeah.
But if you got questions, if you like, historical stuff, you're like, I heard there was, go over there and visit.
Yeah.
They love to talk, and they can confirm, deny, or, give you information about that too. Because I imagine you get a lot of that where someone, you remember that story about the so-and-so and the one thing,
yeah.
is that really true? Or is that what you've heard? Or no? I'm sure you get that kind of
Yeah,
stuff a
like
lot.
the alligator in the Brendo River.
Yeah, exactly. Those kind of stuff. So come talk to them. They love to have those stories and tales told and confirmed or denied or any of those kind of things. So very good. Well, John, appreciate the visit.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming in. We'll see you here. If I don't see you before Thanksgiving, have an awesome
You
Thanksgiving.
too, Mike. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time, okay? All right. It is